Hello everyone, welcome to another week of Friday Night Magic here at GameSwap Mason, Ohio, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. Mark and Mario are back. Currently it's just me. Mark is away for the moment trying to fix some technical difficulties. But we are here for another week of Modern. For round one here we got Hunter on Storm versus Andy Tefft on something. Andy Tefft usually plays Esper Goryos, I think, or also some weird combo deck that is built around something that I can't think of currently, but he's probably on one of those two things. Those are his go-to decks. So this should be an interesting matchup. Hunter definitely pretty good player. I know he usually plays Control and I guess also Storm. So it should be good match to start. So today is the Dominaria release for Standard. I mean, not for all formats, I suppose, but you know, most impactfully in Standard. Not really sure what we'll see in Modern out of Dominaria. I know everyone's hyped about Dampening Sphere, I don't know, but not sure if that's actually gonna show up in much prevalence yet. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for Dominaria. I usually play Standard. Definitely mix up that. There's a lot of powerful cards coming out of Dominaria. A lot of the monocolored aggro decks with all the 3-drops seem to be making their own monocolored decks in Standard, and I guess for Mono Green Devotion in Modern too, the 3-drop is playable in that. Mark is back.
Hey everybody. So what 3-drops were we talking about? And
I was just talking about the release of Dominaria and things that might have an impact. I've seen people already play the new Mono Green 3-drop and Mono Green Devotion.
Yeah,
it's basically just strictly better than Leatherback Baloth.
Yeah, I don't know how relevant the 5 toughness is, given that both die to Dismember and only one dies to Flame Slash, but nobody plays Flame Slash, so yeah, it seems pretty good.
And yeah, it can't be the new one can't be blocked by certain creatures, so that's good. So Andy is playing Esper Goryos. That was my prediction.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this list that he's running. Andrew's been playing Esper decks for a long time, and he's played Esper Goryos for a bit here, probably about 3, 4, 5 months. He loves experimenting with the list, and I think he was really excited about Dominaria coming out.
So is he playing that?
Well, I don't know if he acquired the Mox Ambers, but he was going to play 2 or 3 Mox Ambers.
Right, that's another card.
At least
it's better in Modern than it would be in Standard.
Right, he's going to test them. This is one of the few decks in Modern where you actually have enough Legends naturally, especially since he has Planeswalkers too.
Yeah.
He has Jace, Liliana, the other Liliana, Obsidat, Little Jace, Baby Jace, and then also a couple other Legends, just random sideboard type things. But yeah, a lot of Legends in this deck.
One card that actually was in a 5-0 list of Magic Online for Esper was Torgar, Famine Incarnate from Dominaria.
Well, yeah, Andrew had talked to me about playing that card too.
It's a legendary creature. It was in an Esper Goryos shell. It's a giant 7/6 for like 8 or something, but when it comes into play, you get to reset someone's life total to half their starting life total, so you can make either player's life total 10. Pretty powerful effect, especially with haste off of Goryo's Vengeance. Definitely not one of the cards I would have expected to see being played in Modern.
Well, Andrew, I wonder if it's doubtful, but that might have been Andrew's online account that we saw playing it. Andrew talked to me a couple weeks ago about playing that card in Modern. I'm like, I don't know, that seems really bad and kind of sketch, but. Yeah, he said it would be good, and I like you said, we saw a 5-0 list with it. So
Hunter here, leading off with Shivan Reef, might indicate that he's playing the non-fetch land variant of Storm, as they always play Shivan Reef.
So Andrew, I know, was adamant about playing some Damping Sphere in his sideboard once they came out. I wonder if he's got 1 or 2 in the sideboard tonight.
Yeah, this is the matchup you want it for.
Yeah, this would be a good way to help Andrew win.
Post-board games.
Discard sometimes isn't the greatest against Storm. Like, it's a way to win. They don't like having their hand torn apart. But sometimes Past in Flames says, I don't care. So
Andy, going with the Chart, of course, there does let him discard a card since he didn't attack with the creature, and he discards Obsidat, which we could see next turn with the Goryo's Vengeance in hand. He also has a bunch of Planeswalkers. He's got Liliana, Jace, and I think a Logic Knot to top that off. So pretty powerful cards in Andy's hand. We'll see if Hunter wants to just lead off with his Mana Dork. He does have Baral, also a legend.
Yeah, if we get a turn 3 Obsidat, that is an extremely fast clock.
Yeah, it is, unless you just lose the next turn from your Storm opponent going off with their Baral on too.
So Andy, I guess really the earliest he can do, he'd want to do a turn 4 and hold up Logic Knot.
Right.
That seems fine. Still, the thing is, like, does one Logic Knot, is that enough protection?
Well,
maybe, I don't know.
The thing now is that he can have Hunter stack Brawl with his Lily of the Veil. So I'm guessing that's the line we'll see here.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, pretty good hand. I don't think all of Andrew's hands are good against Storm game 1, but this seems fine so far.
Lily tick down.
If Hunter does have a second creature,
Did you see what Hunter does do? So Hunter's actually playing Pyromancer's Ascension main board here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pyromancer's Ascension, it fell out of favor, but that's one of the cards that allows Storm to go off with very few cards. Like, what happens when you see a lot of these Storm decks these days, they play their guy, you bolt it, they play their second guy, and they go off. But if you get into a longer game where your opponent got over the initial hump of preventing that from happening, Storm is this Storm variant is probably one of the worst at winning the longer game compared to
without Pyromancers.
Yeah, without Pyro. So I'm actually excited to see Pyromasters again.
I wonder if
card's very good.
Does Hunter display it here? It looks like he doesn't actually have another land, so he could like cast some rituals and then do something, but he doesn't have much blue mana.
Yeah. I wonder if this is...
The basic mountain actually might be a little bit awkward for him.
Yeah, it is kind of awkward.
Access to one blue source.
I wonder if Hunter... It's not likely, but I wonder if Hunter's on, like, the Thing in the Ice Pyromaster's Ascension deck.
No, I definitely not.
I guess that deck was...
all the rituals and Baral and
right,
stuff.
and that deck was a... That was a Lightning Helix deck where you had to play the fetch lands to get your white mana.
Yeah.
So, probably not.
So I think Hunter's just going to opt.
Opt is good.
He really needs to find a land here. I don't think he has any other play this turn without it. Didn't find one. Found a Serum Visions and doesn't have a second blue. Yeah, so he's kind of stuck. And this is not good. He's going to have to start discarding the Liliana. Obsidian can come back with counter backup. And we might see Andy just run away with this one. Here's the Ghost Council being reanimated by Goryo's Vengeance. Automatically drains for 2 upon entry and has haste thanks to Goryo's Vengeance, so that's going to be attack for 5. And Hunter's already down to 11. So 2 more turns and Obsidian will get the job done. I'm just going to be forced to discard here from Liliana. Yeah, that Gifts is pretty far off. I think he's looking at that one thing and to discard that. He might also discard a Ritual as he has a lot of those in hand, but it will help him, go off the turn he needs to. And he could just discard the Pyromancer's Ascension if he's not on that playing this game. Definitely a tough spot. I think I might discard the Pyromancer's Ascension. I just don't know if you have time for that this game. Oh, he went with Gifts.
Yeah, I definitely don't have time for the Gifts, at least the way this game's shaping up.
Yeah.
It would really be... So I guess Hunter, at this point...
He did find a third land and a second blue source, which is helps.
That is relevant. Hunter kind of has to, like... I mean, doesn't he kind of have to get rid of the Liliana, like even do something like Grape Shot twice? But then he still died to Obsidian in 2 turns. Like, you can't rebuild.
A lot to overcome here.
I guess you have to try to go off next turn.
Win. And he's thinking about...
I wonder if you even... Is there an argument for holding on to this land to pitch it to Liliana next turn?
He needs a third land.
I guess. Yeah, I guess... Can you get Pyromasters online here? I don't think so.
And he could actually Logic Knot this if he wants.
True.
So it might be worth it. I don't know.
Pyromasters gets triggers gets counters as a cast trigger, right?
Yes.
So even if he counters, so if Andrew lets this resolve, so he's not gonna let it resolve.
He's gonna decide to Logic Knot. Yeah.
Because if Andrew were to let it resolve, then Serum Visions from Hunter gets it a counter. Yeah. So Definitely good play by Andrew to counter that.
He knows that Hunter can't do anything else that impactful this turn since he only has the 1 mana and already played his land. So it's a pretty safe counter there. So there goes that one. Hunter's going to cast a Serum Visions anyway. Does find a 4th land. And there's Past in Flames and yet another Ritual. I mean, it might be possible for him to go off next turn. He's got at least 3 Rituals. He's got to think whether or not he wants this Past in Flames or the other Ritual. He can make quite a bit of mana, but his pinch is going to be blue mana.
I think it's going to be extremely hard to go off without a creature.
Yeah. Well, he can already He can already cast 2 rituals.
But he doesn't. Isn't he going to run into a problem of not having enough blue mana?
Right. That's what I thought. But he did just draw that other steam vents, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess what. Well, this is actually really interesting. So what Andy can do, Andy has Jace the Mind Sculptor in hand. So if Hunter does leave a card on top, he can Fate Seal it away.
Yeah.
Oh, Hunter doesn't think it is enough. He's just gonna scoop it up.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely looked tough there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. So what on Hunter's next turn, he rituals 3 times, casts Passive. Well, he doesn't have the Passive Inflict. He had the ritual 3 times. Yeah, that was his issue there. He didn't have additional card draw in hand, so he couldn't get both of the cards he saw there. So it'll do it game 1 in favor of Andy. We'll see if he has those Damping Spheres. Definitely didn't need him that game, but it could help. I guess Damping Sphere is actually kind of worse against the Pyromancer's Ascension version because it doesn't stop the copies from happening.
Right, yeah.
What? We might see some graveyard hate here from Hunter. I saw he just brought an Echoing Truth. What do we... I guess
I don't know what kind of graveyard hate either player can afford to play, really. It's possible Andrew has Nile Spellbomb, but I don't think Hunter... Can you have
I guess all
meaningful graveyard hate out of this deck?
You can't even have Grafdigger's Cage,
You could have, like, Memory's Journey.
I don't know what that is.
It's 2 and a blue, instant. Shuffle 3 cards from target player's library into the graveyard. Flashback for 1 green. You can cast the green with Manamorphose, but also for Hunter, you can actually use that on yourself to get around Surgical Extraction.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad card.
It is.
No one plays it.
Well,
I've never seen a list with it. But folks, you heard it here first. Pick up your copies now because it's spreading. Can we get Memory's Journey up on the screen?
Memory's Journey. So definitely
beautiful card. It has great art.
So is it the I guess it's part of the cycle from Innistrad with the green flashback?
Yeah. Yeah, it's from Innistrad. I actually played it in blue-green Infect for a little bit as my graveyard hate card of choice.
Huh.
Because
you didn't realize Relic was the card?
Well, Relic, I was playing Become Immense. You know, you don't want to play Relic when you...
I guess. I mean...
So I actually liked the card a lot. The instant speed's pretty cool, too. Makes it really good against decks like Goryo's Vengeance, who are just faster than you on Infect.
Hunter did bring an Echoing Truth. That is a way to stop the opposite at loop by putting it back in his hand, although it's kind of a tentative way. I mean, it is going to come back eventually. By the time you get to Echoing Truth, that after Andy's already Goryo's Vengeance back, you might have enough mana just to hardcast it, so... Upset, it does only cost 5. So I wonder, like, if less people are going to be less inclined to play Storm out of fear of Damping Sphere. They shouldn't be, but some people might.
Definitely shouldn't be. Card is a big trap. I mean, it's fine to play if you're an artifact deck or a 3-color mid-range deck like Esper's, but other 3-color mid-range decks, I don't think so.
Hunter's got a Blood Moon in there. That does seem good.
I think we talked about this before, but you try to play Damping Sphere against Tron out of your Jund deck or something, you're just still going to lose.
Yeah.
You didn't play a Tarmogoyf, and you're not clocking them. They're going to play an Oblivion Stone and just crack it. Or they'll just play more Mind Stones and beat you up with turn 3 Thought-Knots and turn 4 Thragtusks and turn 5 Worm Coils. Like, it's just, the card's not good against Tron in any, ever. I mean, it's just, unless you're an artifact deck.
Right, yeah.
If you're playing...
Yeah, like a Tezzerator or a Lantern
Right,
deck,
if you're playing Lantern Control, I could see that being fine. But it is just not... It's also... one deck it is really good against is Primeval Titan, Amulet Titan.
Yeah.
Because it stops the bounce lands.
Right.
But outside of that... And obviously it's good against Storm, but there are lots of 2-mana cards that are good against Storm.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good against Tron. If you're playing that against Tron, you're just gonna lose. So, and if it's not good against Tron, why are you playing it?
Right. Yeah.
Is it good against Living End? Yeah, it's fine. Is it good against Storm? Yeah, it's fine. But there are other cards that are good against Living End and Storm. You know, like. It's a nice artifact, but it's not a format-changing card.
Yeah. I wonder if I kind of doubt we'll see any card from Dominaria on stream today.
Andrew might be trying out the legend that you mentioned earlier.
I don't think, well, maybe.
Like I said, he told.
That would, if we did see, that would definitely be not one of my least expected cards to see.
I mean, like I said, he told me he was going to play it. The question is, did he get his hands on one? But it doesn't seem like a super coveted card.
One deck that seems pretty cool. I know Todd Stevens 5-0'd with a list. It was like a mono white aggro list built around Mox Amber. It's pretty cool.
You said mono white aggro?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that both Thalias turn it on, like you play 8 Thalias.
And
that's
little 1-drops.
Right. And do you play Isamara, Hound of?
Yeah, they play, but you play 8. You have to, I mean, they play 4 of those and 4 Kytheon.
Was he actually winning with that deck?
Yeah, he won 5-0.
What's weird about it is, like, Mox Amber, for one, Thalia makes Mox Amber cost 1 more.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
And 2, in your white weenie deck, how many redundant, like, you know, if you want to play a turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 2 1-drops, you want to make sure that they don't kill themselves to the legend rule, you know, like, I don't know.
So Hunter is going to lead off with Island and no Serum Visions, and here
was he playing Brave the Elements?
No, I doubt it. Here's a Thoughtseize from Andy. So Hunter's hand is Grape Shot, 2 Rituals, Ascension, and Opt.
Well, I think we're taking the Ascension, right? The Ascension is one of the few cards that does nothing in the graveyard with Past in Flames.
Raw take the Opt. That would be...
I was thinking take the Opt, but I don't know. That seems kind of loose. I think you just take the Pyro.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with.
The rest of these cards all get value off of Past in Flames, so...
Hunter cast the Opt, bottom to Island, and found a Sleight of Hand and a Blood Moon. And, well, Andy already kind of watching out for the Blood Moon with the basic Swamp start. But Hunter's just going to cast it here anyway.
The Blood Moon can be awkward when the Storm player ends up without enough blue mana and or Manamorphose.
Ooh.
Basic Island.
Had the basic Island the whole time.
Thing is, even if Andrew has all 3 of his...
What edition is this island? I don't know. It looks like an Urza's... Oh, it's foil.
That's a Chronicles, I believe.
It's foil. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wait, what's foil?
Hunter's Island.
Oh, the island.
Yeah.
I was looking at the...
That's a Kaladesh Island.
Yeah.
Much less impressive than the previous one.
Even if Andrew gets all 3 of his basics assembled, Blood Moon is still good against him. For one, shuts off Self-Clay, Creeping Tar Pit, but also Andrew has a lot of double mana cards like Liliana the Veil,
It looks like Andy could have just cast the Collective Brutality, but he decided not to.
I wonder if he wants to save the Collector Brutality for a guy.
Yeah, I mean, it only kills the Electromancer, though. So he actually cannot have that come in tapped. But
yeah, that Steam Vents will come in untapped. Someone can tell him that, I guess, if we want. But
and it wasn't relevant.
All right, well.
Did you see, actually, they updated the rules related to commentating on matches for coverage teams, that they actually now can interrupt games for a ruling. It's like it's allowed for like WotC's official coverage teams to interrupt games for rulings now.
So we just got way more powerful.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're not WotC's official coverage team, unfortunately.
What are you trying to say? I also, did you see they updated the Dryad Arbor Birds of Paradise thing?
Oh, you have to have them certain. Yeah.
Yeah, which was, I believe, was already a rule if you were on camera.
It was for coverage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Andy here, not able to find basic planes yet. Still has quite a few castable spells without. And Hunter's just kind of sitting here buying his time. I mean, he's crafting a pretty good hand.
Yeah, I don't think that... I think this seems like a winning game for Hunter.
Yeah.
Not only because of the Blood Moon, but the more you just let him sit and develop his hand.
Right.
Unless Andrew's able to drop like a Damping Sphere or something, Hunter developing his hand is real bad for you. Like cards like Liliana have to be on the board and actively whittling you down to be useful here.
So Andy's now at 8 cards. He's thinking about casting this Brutality just so he doesn't have to discard. Yeah, so we'll see. Looks like it's just a Duress-esque mode. And we're going to look at Hunter's hand.
I wonder if it's prudent for Andrew to drain here as well. You got a whole lot of cards.
Yeah,
and the gain 2 life seems especially relevant against your opponent coming up short on Grape Shot.
So Andy decided to just take the grape shot there. But and Hunter drew a Noxious Survival, so you can get it right back if he needs to. So Hunter was about a Gifts, maybe even just a pass in Flames away from going off. But Gifts would definitely aid him quite a bit. And now Andy's going to go with the Serum Visions. A little risky as he is taking down his Dispel shield. Did not find any basic lands. I bottomed both of those. Not sure what he drew for turn. It's like just a Watery Grave. I guess also what Hunter could do is Noxious Revival back this Pyromancer's Ascension and trying to start getting value that way. Yeah, that's what we're going with. So draw that for turn. And he does have a Detention Sphere, but he doesn't have any basic planes yet to be able to cast it. Obviously, if he did, we would probably see this Blood Moon be gone. So here's Pyromancer's Ascension.
Presumably Hunter can go off this turn if he really wants to.
He has quite a few rituals.
And so in the yard he has, so he can get one counter with the ritual.
Yeah.
Can he get a counter with the...
I'm not sure which ritual's in the yard, and if he might have 2 copies of the same ritual in hand. I'm not...
No, in hand he has one arcane, one pyretic. Okay. In the yard is one sorry, in the yard is the the non-arcane one. Yeah. Which he has one of in hand. I don't know if is there a Metamorphose in the yard?
Yeah. No, not in the yard, in his hand. So Hunter's probably thinking through some numbers right now. Got to do that a lot if you're playing a Storm.
But the nice thing here is if you were not playing Pyro in this deck, you would really have to evaluate, but playing Pyro here, like, just getting 2 counters on this thing can help you win the long game. Easy.
So Hunter has a Repeal in hand as well. Probably not going to find multiple copies of that.
So did Andrew not leave that basic planes on top when he's
the island? He's Serum Visioned.
I thought he had a planes.
No,
he's Serum Visioned
an island.
Okay.
So he did have 2 copies of Pyretic Ritual already.
Oh, does that get you 2? Wait.
Yeah. So Pyromancer's Ascension is now active, and he's got to hope he hits pretty well off this double Metamorphose.
He needs Past in Flames to win on the spot, I assume.
So I'm going to assume we didn't make 3 white mana.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's like his red and blue.
You never know.
But yeah, who knows?
You never know. Maybe he wants to cast Pure Steel Paladin and go off
there
that
we
way.
go. We didn't have the blue die because he was using it as his life total. Okay, maybe we did make 3 white mana.
Oh, so the white is the Storm count.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Swan Song.
Well,
not what you wanted to draw into right now. Though at this point, you could possibly beat your opponent down with a 2/2 of your own by countering your own spell.
Yeah. All right, the second one is a land. Well, that was definitely not what he wanted to see.
Wow.
If he wants to keep going here, he's just going to have to cast Repeal to draw 2 cards.
Does he repeal his own Blood Moon?
Yeah, right. He does need a legal target for that. So he either has to get the Blood Moon, which does unlock Andy's hand, or get his own Pyro Ascension, and that obviously isn't where he wants to be.
God, repeal your own Blood Moon sounds pretty sketchy.
Oh, he doesn't have enough mana actually to repeal his own Blood. Oh, yeah, he does. He has a bunch of float.
So you have to repeal, hold priority, copy repeal, right? Okay, he's not going to do it.
Yeah, we're done. We fizzled. It does happen sometimes, people.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, if I mean, having this Pyro,
right?
Like
it definitely helps.
He's still got it. Yeah, he's still got
all of his top deck's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess really his worst top deck here would just be a mana creature. Like that doesn't really help him at all in this spot. So another Serum Visions from Andy finds Jace and Collective Brutality.
It's
what we're looking for.
It's possible Hunter is only playing Baral and not Electromancer.
Oh, and he just do the basic planes there. Oh, but he can't quite cast D.
Wait,
yet.
for turn?
Yeah, no, for off Serum Visions.
Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't have white mana, or he doesn't have both blue and white available.
Right.
Next turn, we will probably be seeing this detention.
The question is, do you take the Pyro or the Blood Moon? I guess you take the Pyro.
I'm not sure. He might need to get the rest of his hand unlocked. Wow, Serum Visions are very great, very good draw.
Yeah, double Serum Visions is pretty sweet.
So we'll see the first one resolved. Draws
would we consider
pieces of the puzzle. Okay, that probably puts.
Yeah, that probably wins you the game. Oh, and he's got Serum Vision's Grape Shot on top. Yeah. So you just keep both those. Well, actually, he has to worry about running out of blue mana.
You're right. Yeah,
because he's only got 2 islands.
Yeah.
He could repeal his own Blood Moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if he wants to go off like this, yeah, I think he has to repeal his own Blood Moon, right?
Found a second pieces of the puzzle, and there's yet another piece.
Wow.
We found quite a few pieces to this puzzle here.
We have a ritual still in hand, right?
Yeah.
So we can do the mana for this as long as we repeal the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
You know, before this, people used to play Pyromancer's Swath. You know that card?
It sounds familiar, but
it's a 3-mana enchantment. All your instants and sorceries deal 2 more damage.
Oh, yeah,
But at the end of your turn, you have to discard your hand all the time.
Right. All right, so here's the ritual getting doubled. It gives him 6 red. We're going to cast pieces of the puzzle with currently our last blue. So he needs to find Manamorphose here.
Wait, is piece of the puzzle... Oh, yeah, yeah.
So first one finds some card draw and a Pass and Flame. Oh, the Pass and Flames should do it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because he has 1 Manamorphose, right?
A lot of cards.
So then he can double Manamorphose. Yep. All right, we get there.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Second pieces of the puzzle.
Have we been tracking Storm this turn?
Yeah. You guys see Visions and then...
Oh, so 2.
We're 1 short, actually, because he cast a ritual.
Right, so it's 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this deck, or this variant of Storm, did get a lot worse with the printing of Abrupt Decay back in 2013.
Yeah.
You just gave your opponent like a free, easy, mainboardable way to shit on your game plan. But not a ton of Abrupt Decays running around these days. Abrupt Decay used to be like a 3 and 4 of in a lot of decks in the days of Splinter Twin, but not so much now. People like to get greedy with their Maelstrom pulls.
Past in Flames. This is going to be like 5 rituals for 10 mana or whatever. 2 Manamorphose. Yeah, I think this one's over.
Yeah, wondering if Andrew will scoop or if he wants to try to learn a little bit more about this particular Storm build, but this would be where I would scoop if I were bored. Sometimes I would watch this just if I thought my opponent was bad and would mess it up, but at this point, this is really hard to mess up. I guess it doesn't matter, but okay, there, Andrew, good.
Andy's seen enough.
We're scooping it up.
Yeah.
Not even going to make Hunter do the work. Yeah, so Andrew didn't like losing to Blood Moon there, though it's not clear if Blood Moon is the only reason he lost. Yeah. He didn't have a super interactive hand like he did game 1. So...
Yeah, so you're right. Hunter did actually see 6 cards off the first pieces of the puzzle. I think he noticed that and may have only looked at 4 for the second one. Either way, yeah, it wasn't relevant because he had 2 copies of it, and he.
Oh, does pieces of the puzzle look at 4?
It looks at 5.
Oh, I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. You get 2 out of 5, right?
Yeah, you get 2 instants or sorceries. Ooh, we got the blank sleeves in Hunter's sideboard. Some spicy tech. Just make your opponent think you're cheating with too many cards. They're actually just blank sleeves.
So, are there any big Magic events this weekend?
Yeah, there's GP Columbus Team Sealed event.
Oh yeah, not going to that crap.
I would. Actually, my friends from back in Cleveland are going to, but I have to finish up some things before finals week.
So I went to a team limited event, the one in Indianapolis a few months ago for Ixalan.
Yeah. And
it's like fun. The problem is like you spend the first 2.5 hours just like building your deck, but it's not just, if it were just building your deck and talking with your team, it'd be fun, but that's not what it is. You're filling out the paperwork, you know, registering your opponent's decks, your lists, you know, your card pools. You also don't get to open any packs, which I guess is a good thing. But
they haven't pre.
Yeah, they give you the packs in like these hard plastic cases that are pre-opened, which makes sense. Like you wouldn't want all that trash floating around. But it's just the first like 2.5 hours was just like so not fun that I couldn't get it. Like I was tired already. It was like 12:30, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm tired. We haven't even played any Magic yet. But it is very fun once things get going.
And this sealed format, I think it's really good. I don't know. From the one pre-release experience I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I missed pre-release, but I think the set looks really cool and looks like a good limited environment. I heard you can do a lot of nutty things.
Yeah, like I killed my opponent from 47 life in one turn. That was a good one.
Did you use that new legend?
Yeah, which I don't think it's in Andy's deck. They haven't seen it yet.
Hunter shuffles very interestingly. I think Hunter's the only person that I know who shuffles like that.
With the cards facing you, a lot of people do it sideways.
Well, it's like, it's not even that. It's like, just like the way he moves his hands. It's like, it's sort of like he's, I don't know. It's kind of like, have you ever been to Mackinac Island? Michigan?
Don't know what that is.
And you see people making fudge on the tables.
Okay.
You know, they make these
fudge elsewhere, but yeah.
Right. They make these giant fudge.
I have seen fudge being made.
Right. Well, only on Mackinac Island,
okay.
Mario.
It's a unique technique.
Right. You got the big marble slab with your rolling fudge, and you have your big spatula thingy. Yeah. That's sort of what Hunter's shuffling looks like.
Oscillatory.
Oscillatory?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, it's not. Folks, Mario's really bad at pronouncing words. Tell us in chat how you think we should be pronouncing the name of that new green-white legend.
Voice of Plenty.
I think Shalai is fine. I agree with that.
Ooh,
I could also see Shalai, or like.
Oh, he's got one. He's got Spy Bluff.
One land Noxious Revival. Too bad we're not playing. Too bad we're not playing fetch lands. We could get our fetch land back.
I actually don't know. Yeah, Hunter can't keep that. He had one land, but the rest of his hand was very expensive. Looks like Andy has decided to keep.
So Andrew has Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, and Logic Knot, Flooded Strand, Marsh Flats.
Visions. What? That is Shalai Voice of Plenty.
No.
Yes, it is, to give himself Hexproof from Grapeshot.
No.
Yes, yeah.
No.
There we go, guys. First Dominaria card of the night.
Holy crap.
Shalai Voice of Plenty in the Esper deck.
Well, I'm going to play that Naya pile.
That's actually really sweet because you can reanimate at instant speed and force them to target the Shalai with it.
Right. Or you can play it in the deck that has green and use its ability.
Yeah.
You know, that could be fun. You're right, that is what it is, though.
Shalai. I'm guessing he's saying the same thing I was saying. Shalai.
Yeah, unless you're using pretty specific, you know, you need to get Microsoft Word open if you want to tell us how you pronounce it. You need to get some symbols, some accent marks,
phonetical symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah, consult the official English House of Phonetics and how to.
The House of Phonetics.
We need a correct.
It's like the House of Cards, but more boring. You know.
Syllabalization.
Sure. Let's go with that.
I mean, there's some big words out here in our language. So Andy leading off with the turn 1 visions.
Seems good. Drawn to Obsidat. That's fine.
JVP and a Goryo is probably
okay. Wait, do we have a way to discard that Obsidat?
The Brutality.
Okay. Well.
But maybe he'll discard Shalai.
You never know. I think you want the Obsidat and play more, especially since you can hard cast.
Most definitely.
You can hard cast the Shalai really easily.
That's true. Yeah.
The Shally, if you will. My mom's name is Sally.
Okay. Thanks for.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel compelled to call this angel Shally.
It could be Chalet.
What if the I is its own syllable? Like it's Shalai.
Like those nomads from whatever set the nomads were in.
Sure, let's go with that.
Like it's like Ilcore Nomad or something.
I don't know what you're
but there's like a whole like group of Magic cards that is like Nomad Encore.
Can we get Folk of Anhava up on the screen?
No, we can't.
From Homelands.
Our screen card image.
Oh, the screen card image is wow. That's too bad. Technology, folks. Technology.
Right, here's Brutality. Obsidat being discarded for a drain.
All right, what are we taking here? I say we're taking the Pyroman. Oh, you can't take Pyro. I guess we're taking Sleight of Hand.
Yeah, we got Sleight of Hand or Ritual. You probably don't want to take a Ritual.
Passive Flames is more expensive in the yard, though, so that could be reasonable. It just feels bad.
Yeah.
I feel like you take the Sleight of Hand. Like, this hand's not going anywhere for right now.
No, definitely not.
Just take the Sleight of Hand. I took the Passive Flames. So I get that, making him work for 1 more mana to get to cast that, but
here's Pyromancer.
Take Sleight of Hand seems just fine.
So we'll likely see Obsidat. Yep, coming back here.
All right, clock you for 2, and then 5. So put you to 13. So Hunter
11,
has.
actually. He took 2 from the collective brutality.
Oh, sure.
And Andy's actually at 20.
Well, good estimation by Andy, because that actually does change the clock, right? Draining with the collector brutality.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh, but
especially if we
truth.
fire up Creeping Tar Pit.
Hunter did just draw the Echoing Truth. So oh, he can't do that. Well, I was gonna think if Andy plays Shalai before Obsidian comes back, but unfortunately Obsidian comes back.
Right.
At upkeep. He could Logic Knot this Echoing Truth.
All right, put you to 9. And we're swinging.
Yeah, he's got to go to draw step first.
So do we hold up Logic Knight here?
Yeah,
or just
I don't
play
know.
Shalai?
This is tough.
I think you just hold up Logic Knot,
Yeah,
right?
That's what Andy's gonna do.
I mean, playing Shalai sounds fun.
He can actually hold up Logic Knot and cast JVP if he wants to.
God, I think you don't even care about this Obsidian getting. Well,
Oh, you definitely do. He goes to 4. Oh, he's gonna let it. Oh, okay, interesting.
if you Goryo's JVP, oh, he doesn't have.
No, he just has Jason in hand to cast.
Right. Yeah, that if he had another brutality, he needs to put these cards in the yard. Because if he could Goryo's JVP, he could then use JVP's flip to flash back the Goryos and then get the Obsidian, but neither is in the yard.
So we're seeing Shalai.
All right, here it comes, folks.
Here she is.
Here it comes. Andrew is splashing
reader.
green. On MTG Goldfish, this list would show up as
Yeah, as 4 colors.
as Wub G.
Yeah.
Or G Wub.
No, it'd be Wub G.
Right, that's right. It would be Wub G.
All right, well now, I mean, Hunter can't beat this. He just has to remove it before going off, or he can beat it with goblins.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Hunter's on the Goblin plan, but he is looking at Chalet right now and feeling a little bit distressed.
He's definitely. He just used his Echoing Truth. Oh, look at him. He's leaning back. He's like, oh my god. How
He
do I
can
beat
pass in Flames Echoing Truth.
this? Yeah, you're right.
But then you have to go off that turn or he'll just recast it.
He's like, why did I not bring my Shalai hate? I don't understand the
Why didn't I bring my Flame Slash? He needed the Flame Slash, folks. Or the Rending Volley.
He couldn't have brought the Roast. The Roast wouldn't do it here.
The Roast wouldn't do it. The Rending Volley would. So would the Combust.
The Rending Volley. Or the Harvest Fire.
Or the Harvest Fire.
Harvest Fire seems the safest option as it can.
Harvest Fire seems real bad in the Storm deck.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure you want to be exiling your own cards. It's kind of funny the way that graveyard decks in this format interact with themselves. Like, you think to yourself, like, oh, Harvest Pyre, that has sweet synergy with Storm because I put a lot of cards in the yard.
Yeah.
But then it's like, wait a minute, that's like not a synergy. It's kind of a synergy, but it's kind of an anti-synergy.
Is Hunter going to go for it here? There's no way. I mean, maybe he's got 2 rituals and a pieces of the puzzle.
I mean, Pyro being online is a big deal.
He doesn't have copies. That's the issue. He's going to just go ahead and cast pieces of the puzzle here with only 1 red.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have... Yeah, he's only got 1 counter on there. So you take 2 Manamorphos, right?
2 Manamorphos, but he can't cast them these turn.
Right, but you definitely take...
Actually, he might have a land.
You definitely just take 2 Manamorphos there. Oh, wait. I guess if you take Manamorphos Sleight of Hand, you can turn on... No, you can't.
I'm not sure if he's played a land yet this turn.
So you take the Sleight of Hand so you can copy. You play the Sleight of Hand first next turn.
Well, next turn, yeah.
And then... Because, I mean, he has a couple turns now.
You're
like,
right, you're
Andrew
right.
can't,
With
Andrew can't hard...
Obsidian gone, he does have some...
Well, if Andrew draws a White Source, he can just hard cast the Obsidian. But Obsidian doesn't have haste when it first comes in, so...
No, it does not.
He can only swing for... He could hit him for 5. So Hunter would still have another turn. I think you got to take the Sleight of Hand just so you can guarantee turning on the Pyromaster's Ascension. Yeah, but I can also see an argument for taking Manamorphos.
The thing is, the second Manamorphos also guarantees because you just cast both of them.
Right. Yeah, but then you don't get the... It's like all the same, though, because the Manamorphos would get doubled. The difference is that you basically scry deeper with the Sleight of Hand. Like, you get 2 Manamorphos no matter what you do, so I think you should take the Sleight of Hand. He doesn't have a Serum Visions in the yard, too, does he?
I don't think so. His yard extends off screen, so we can't really...
Because I think if he does have Serum in the yard, Serum might be better than Sleight of Hand here.
Nope, he goes for the second Manamorphos.
Okay, double Manamorphos.
He could have a Serum in hand.
I feel like Sleight of...
I just got the adjustment there.
Just Echoing Truth,
so
okay.
he did have another land, right? So this means he can start...
So, well, he has to shock to 7, though, which that actually changes the clock, potentially, right? I mean...
Well, I mean... Yeah, he can't go any lower than this because he's just dead to Shalai plus...
Or you're dead. You're dead to just like White Source.
Found a Swan Song.
Swan Song, not great right now.
From the Logic Knot.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, he also does still have to deal with the Shalai.
Yes, yeah, no, he has to kill it. And you can't... Am I correct in that you can't Grape Shot to kill...
No, you can't put the targets on the stack.
Right.
What Shalai still.
So
you have to have 2 instances of Grape Shot.
Which is fine. He does have Past and Flames in the yard, so that's not unreasonable, but...
Rye. Somebody said Rye. I don't know. Ray? Maybe it says Ray. I don't know.
That's Sahili's last name, right?
Sahili Rai, yes. Yes, that's what that is? Okay.
I got you, Lordzim. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read anything. Hunter really in the tank about this one. He got the second Manamorphose, but all it did was draw him Flooded Strand. The question is, can Hunter win next turn with enough luck? And I'm not even sure that's feasible.
Yeah, I mean, his hand right now is just 1 Ritual and 1 Swan Song.
He'll have to find a Grape Shot, right? There's no Grape Shot in the yard, and he'll have to utilize it twice.
Or yeah.
Which the second time's easy because you already have all the counts of the first one. The first one can be hard though.
So we're in with Shalai.
But we have Pyro. So
Hunter's actually at 4 right now because he had a shock himself.
Right.
Last turn. He needs a pretty good draw here. Well,
that's a good one. That is the best draw.
Well, yeah.
That's the best draw.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Hunter might be able to do this. I'm optimistic. The question is, does he fetch this fetch land? Oh, well, his opponent has Creeping Tar Pit, so yeah, you definitely just fetch with his land, right?
Yeah. Because
the clock's not going to change given that your opponent has Tar Pit.
Pyromancer's a May?
Say what?
Is Pyromancer's a May ability? Do you have to make 2
Not sure about that. Why do you ask?
He's going to have to cast 2 copies of Swan Song then if he does that.
Right. But then you can target the same spell twice, I believe.
You can, but I mean, he gets 2 swans.
Gives his opponent 2.
Right. He actually gets 1 swan because
the second one fizzles.
The second one fizzles. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Got 2 rituals leading off with 6 mana, 2 Manamorphoses.
Manamorphose plus Pyromaster is like the most. It's just like the greatest. It's like just gravy. It's like I should be able to do this.
Because we also have to consider the fact that Andy does have the Logic Knot.
Yeah, but it's a cast trigger on Pyromaster, right, so Logic Knot's not great.
He could try to counter one of them. That's gonna get Swan Song. Then actually,
I think if you're Andy, you're just waiting to counter the Past in Flames, right? But it doesn't. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter because he gets the second Past in Flames.
Will also get copied. Yeah.
Does Pyromaster say only from your hand or no?
I'm not sure the exact wording. Find Serum. That's a good one. And another land. We already played his land for turn. So we'll see. He could just cast 2 copies of Past in Flames now if he wants.
Which is the same as 1.
Yes.
Unless you put...
No, they do get 2 instances of flashback. It's never relevant. Actually, no, it's never relevant.
Well, is it relevant if you like hold priority and then put something else in the yard?
No.
Because you could have done that to begin with.
Because casting a spell with flashback automatically exiles it. Right, so Pyromancer's is just cast, so the one from the yard will double.
Oh, also you can't hold priority when you cast Past in Flames because it's a sorcery.
Sure, but why would you ever need to?
Well, I'm just saying. Mario, we were going deep here.
Priority after casting sorceries.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can, because then you can cast instants. You can cast the sorcery, hold priority, and cast an instant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't Past in Flames, hold priority. You can't cast a sorcery on top of your sorcery. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we should try to keep track of the storm count if we can. We'll probably catch up at some point where we realize what we've done. So here is flashback to Past in Flames. All right. Down to 1 red, but he does, of course, have his 4 actual mana.
I'm excited. I think we can do this.
We do have to deal with our friend Shalai here.
So, did Hunter draw Remand?
What?
Did Hunter draw Remand?
Yeah, he does have a Remand.
So Remand your own spell here is good, especially against Logic Knot, but I'm not sure how the double Remand works. Do you get to Remand your own spell and Remand the Logic Knot? Like, let's say you cast let's say you Manamorphose here, and Andrew's like Logic Knot, Do you then remand and you remand Hunter's Logic Knot, or you remand Andrew's Logic Knot and remand your own Manamorphose? Is that? And then you draw.
Oh yeah. So Giannis FCB or Janus FCB, whatever, has a good point. So you actually can't. The second copy of Past in Flames can be relevant if you do some stuff at instant speed after the first one resolves, because then all the spells that go into your graveyard before the second.
That's what I was. I said that already.
Okay, well you don't have to maintain priority, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess, but.
Now the copies for Pyro Ascension don't count for Storm. It's only spells cast, so the copies just automatically go to the stack and aren't actually cast.
Man, I'm really excited to play with Shallai.
To get it echoing.
Shally, if you will. Is Andrew actually at 23?
Oh, Andrew went to the bathroom, so we'll be waiting a little while.
Oh, is that what happened?
This turn to resolve. This was going to be a long turn anyway. It's just been extended.
Yeah, the storm settles.
Yeah. He gone. Yep.
So
you should have just let Hunter keep going and make sure. And we'll keep track of him for you, Andy.
So, folks, fun fact: we're gonna open a Dominaria bundle here
so
on
Mark
stream.
has a Dominaria Fat Pack to open, but unfortunately we don't.
We could open it on camera at the table.
Oh yeah, at the table. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have the camera back here, but we do have the camera on tape. So you could watch Mario and I open that. You guys let us know. Would you rather us open the cards on the viewing table, on the play table, or open them back here?
Yeah, so
you won't be able to see them.
Visual and no audio, or audio and no
right.
visual.
We can talk to you about what we're opening, or you can see what we're opening. Your choice.
We got Hunter with the live Snapchat of Pyromancer's Ascension. Just a screenshot, though, not a video. He's not going to film himself storming off, unfortunately. That would be something. Lorenz thinks Andy went outside to smoke. Possible.
Andy does do that.
The mid-game smoke break, not great. But
yeah, not the classiest thing you could do. Man, I thought
let's
Andrew
was sending it to. Oh,
I thought Andrew had
this. At least 3 people being sent this image of Pyromancer's Ascension.
I thought Andrew had this game on lock, but then Hunter had a good pieces of the puzzle, and then he had a great draw step for this turn.
This is a deterministic win at this point, almost certainly. He just has to remember that Shallai Voice of Plains in play.
Wait, what?
That Hunter wins from this point, like without doubt.
I don't know if it's without doubt.
I mean, it's pretty close.
I mean, I guess you do have the Past in Flames, which is nice.
All right, so.
But with the Logic Knot and the Shallai, you do have some barriers to work around here.
We're gonna get a million rituals here. I guess if Andy counter now, man, Pyromancer makes the counterspell so bad.
Yeah. What Andrew needs right now is a summary dismissal.
Yes, that summary dismissal would be something.
That would be pretty sweet.
You can, Bastion, you can counter the copy, but it you need 2 spells to counter both abilities. He has to find a way to win, but it's pretty much locked. Can't counter. Wait, Hunter can only lose by decking himself.
That could be. That could happen.
It's possible.
Unless he sideboarded in the Emrakul for this matchup.
Yeah.
What if Andrew... Oh my god, you know what Andrew could do? While Hunter's going off, Andrew could, in response to something, cast Graves... what's that? A Bitter Ordeal?
Bitter Ordeal.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Bitter
sorcery.
Ordeal is...
I think it's a sorcery.
No, it's an instant. Actually, I'll check that. But Bitter Ordeal Gravestorm would be pretty fucking sweet here. Just saying.
All right, so we're back up to like 14 mana. Okay. Found a repeal. All right, well, repeal can deal with our friend Shallai here.
Huh. You know, I accidentally typed in Butter Ordeal and got a lot of hits. A lot of hits, folks. There's a lot of problems with Butter, believe it or not. Sorry. Back to Magic.
Maybe we'll run out of time. We can't run out of time. The second copy of Pyromancer's Ascension. Oh, wow. I'm not sure. Yeah, that might just be overkill, but... So this might be the only relevant spell that Andy can actually Logic Knot.
He
can't actually Logic Knot because he doesn't have enough fuel for the Logic Knot at this point. Yeah, so this one's over.
Yeah, assuming we can produce a single Grape Shot. Which I suppose there's an extremely outside chance we whiff.
Grape Shot.
Oh, he drew one? Okay. Yeah. Well, folks, GG. No re. Here's the thing. This Chalet would have been great against a regular Storm deck, but this...
Yeah, the Pyromancers.
Yeah, Hunter coming in with the Pyromaster's OG Clutch Storm deck. It's actually not the OG Storm deck, but it's one of the OG Storm decks.
You know what Andy should save his Logic, not just to fire it off on one copy of
right.
the Grape Shot. Actually, that would be relevant. That could be relevant. All right. If we're just casting it on a flashback copy of Metamorphose.
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the best Logic not... Right, so Hunter
Here's
could
the Swan Song. so 3 copies of Swan Song.
So I think Hunter... If Hunter just shows in the Grape Shot here, Andy will probably scoop, right?
Yeah. So what actually, like, very slim chance might have been relevant is if Hunter just, like, dirtled around forever and used all of exactly enough mana that he cast Grape Shot with and no remaining mana, he could Logic Knot 1 copy of it that's going to kill Shalai, and then he wouldn't be able to...
Well, but Hunter would probably overkill the Shalai.
Yeah, you're probably right, but... here's our honorary Swan. It's actually just a bird. Oh, it is a bird. Yeah, maybe it just makes a bird. Andy probably should just scoop. Yep.
I think that's a Drake token, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Drake.
It's a Drake. Okay.
That's a Drake for
Talrand.
Yeah, Talrand. So Andrew could have had and he could still have Ravenous Trap.
Yeah.
Ravenous Trap would have been good here.
Or Archive, or not.
Archive Trap.
Mind Break.
Archive Trap could have been fine too. Sure.
I meant Mind Break Trap. There goes Shalai. And this, yeah, so we're just going to Grape Shot, Remand Grape Shot, or Flash Past and Flames Grape Shot, or just cast another copy of Grape Shot. We win in a million ways here.
Easy money. Man, Andrew looked like he had this one for a while there.
Yeah, that Echoing Truth on Obsidian. I mean...
Hunter really displaying the power of Pyromaster's Ascension.
If Andy countered the Echoing Truth on Obsidian. Like, he was at 4. If he got another hidden with Obsidian, he was good.
That wouldn't have won him the game, though.
Hunter was at 4. If he did 6 more damage with or 7 more damage with Obsidian, I think he would have won.
But he wouldn't have been able to play Shalai that follow-up turn, right?
That turn he wouldn't have. No.
Didn't he? Didn't he? Instead of Logic Knotting, he played Shalai.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's lethal, right? Because see, that puts him to 7.
Well, Obsidian is going to come back yet again though, and get another drain. It would do enough damage.
Would it be exact? He'd be at 7?
So Hunter was at 7. He got hit for 3 by Shalai. If Obsidian had hit him that turn, he goes to 2 instead of Shalai being cast. And then the next time Obsidian comes, he's just dead.
Yeah.
Not really sure why Andy was holding on to that Logic Knot there.
Yeah, that might be what they're talking about now.
Yeah.
I guess if you're Andy, you might think that it's your opponent. Because at that time, Hunter only had like 3 cards in hand. Right. And maybe Andrew was thinking, it's more important than Logic Knotting here is getting the Shalai down, because it might be tough for my opponent to deal with Shalai on 3 cards.
I feel like when you already see the Echoing Truth and you don't have Graveyard interaction, well, even if I play this Shalai, he's going to be able to Echoing Truth it later because he can flash it back at some point.
True. Or just Grape Shot it. Yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
Storm claims another victim. No Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere definitely would have helped there.
Yes, Damping Sphere would have been
also
good.
Would have had him an Echoing Truth.
The Damping Sphere is not great against... it's not that great against Pyromasters.
It's not great, but it still is definitely...
Pyromasters...
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I said this a couple minutes ago, but Hunter really showcasing the power, the OG power of Pyromasters.
So what do you trim from Storm to get those in there?
I don't think he's playing... I don't think he's playing Electromancer. I think he's only playing Baral.
Oh, just Baral?
Is my guess.
Sure.
That's my guess, but I don't know that. Is it not Pyromaster?
No, it's Pyromancer.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah.
Huh? Because it's Beastmaster Ascension.
Yes, it's a Beastmaster and Pyromancer, like young Pyromancer.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually his Ascension. It probably tells a story of him ascending to a more.
For some reason, I thought it was Pyromaster.
Nope.
There is a card called Pyromaster.
Yeah, there's Pyromaster's Goggles, I think.
There's Pyromaster's Goggles. There's Chandra Pyromaster.
Yes, but that's because the goggles are Chandra's.
Okay, well, I'm done with you. I'm done with all of you. I'm done with our stream runner. I'm done.
Well, this game is also done. We are in time.
We're going to go open some Dominaria packs.
What?
We're going to go open some Dominaria packs.
We're in the round.
Mario, you can't stop me. I'm going to go open some Dominaria packs. I'll be right back.
Okay, Mark's going to open some Dominaria packs that I don't actually think he has yet. But regardless, we'll be back for round 2 in a few minutes once the pairings are up. So stay tuned, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to FNM at Top Deck Productions with our special event tonight.